first thought, submit spirit before matter. Our celestial humanity arrives, awake in a dream, an inception of our reality. So we live, we love, and then there is music. So we dance, we sing, we praise, we reflect. In the infinite in between, the now that was, faces dance in our dreams. Some familiar, some
a single vision radio.
Cosmic composition. In the irrelevance of this time, we realize the passion of the random capture, learning the lesson that the brotherhood of man is far more important than the ego of any individual. Imagination becomes the sound of thought, traveling at the speed of light. So we paint on the canvas of our ephemeral encounters with nothing. A masterpiece of memory that lives in the eternity of a child's.
Here with Malik, Alston, renowned artist and musician in Detroit. And we're going to be asking some questions about his craft and whatnot. You know, so Malik, music is life. That was one of your albums. It's profound.
This music is life. Yeah.
This music is life. One of your profound statements. Expound on that profound truth for us.
Well, first and foremost, good morning, world.
Good morning.
How y'all doing? Y'all
All
feeling
right.
all right?
Yeah.
I'm feeling great.
Good.
All right. This music is life. Very reflective. When you think about the gamut of music and how it interacts with our life every day. Music, there's a song for every moment, a song for every minute, every second of the day. You know, so music is easily a reflection of what life is. And for me, I've done a lot of writing and done a lot of constant soul searching. So I try to put that to pen or to these fingertips and show you what life has done for me. And in the same thing, the same breath, what music has done for me. So this music is life. It's definitely about experience and the constant and new experiences that I have gone through and continue to go through. So I think that sums it up. Do I need to expound upon that?
Yeah, that's good. All right. Tell us what initially inspired your love for music.
Oh man. Well, what it initially inspired my love for music. I was a little kid and always music being played in the crib. My mom was a pianist and a songwriter and classically trained, and which I didn't really get a chance to see that part of her life. She stopped doing that after she had a family. But I always saw her noodling or playing piano. Right? I said she would play, and she would play and then stop, play a little bit. I didn't realize that, some of that time she was writing, and put along. It wasn't until I was writing, that she told me that those were her songs that she was playing. My mom loved the fact that I sang. She wanted me to have piano lessons, but by the time I came up, all my siblings and my cousins, first cousins, all had music lessons. By the time I was the youngest, I thought by the time I came up, no more music. So I was thoroughly hurt because I loved music as a kid. So that was one of my outlets was music. Hearing it in the house and hearing all different styles of music was definitely influential, ranging from Earth, Wind, and Fire to classical pieces. All different types of pianists to solo instruments, piano and sax, and then listen to all different types of jazz artists. So my dad and my mom were pretty heavy into music. They were definitely good stewards. My dad wasn't in music like my mom, but he was a lover of like high fives and stuff like that. So we always had the latest and greatest sound systems.
Okay. And how has your music helped you elevations?
What do you mean by elevation?
Uplifting.
Okay.
I consider you an uplifting artist because your music is inspiring. It motivates.
That's very, very important. I am rooted and started and still part Christianity, Christian. Studied a lot of things, and I'm thankful that I did that so that I can get back to the foundation of what has kept me, foundation of what has even blessed me to be able to write music because I wasn't formally trained. I was formally trained as a vocalist, but not as a musician. And for me, I am very, 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 very thankful that God blessed me with that gift to be able to write music and eventually be confident enough to step out and play my own music. You know, there's a whole lot of writers, songwriters that and music producers that they could play, but they don't show. Like, put that gift to the forefront. Thankfully, God allowed gifted enough confident to say, okay, you're gonna love these bad notes.
Like Miles said, there's no bad notes.
That's right.
Miles said, there's no bad notes.
That's right. So, but that's only if you understand what you're doing.
Right.
He didn't say that part.
Right.
He didn't say that you needed to understand
the craft
of improvisation as well as understanding the boundaries and the non-boundaries of music. So, what am I going to do with this note? Well, he was able to take a note and say, okay, we're going to change the chord structure around that, and we're going to make that note good. And that's the same way I think about music. It's like it's often I'm always recreating my own stuff and creating new stuff. Being part of the creation is not always me. Maybe I'm following somebody else's lead, improvising over their stuff, writing to their stuff, or add their music.
Name some giants in your mind, ways that you felt they had a profound impact on the world.
Oh man. One of the most underrated giants to me is Ella Fitzgerald. Ella Fitzgerald to me changed the landscape of how the voice was perceived in jazz music and also in gospel. There's a lot of great gospel artists listed and studied Ella. Like a lot of times people don't realize like Clarkson he studies Ella. There's a lot of things that are very parallel music, and Ella was just an instrument, and most people don't know that Ella played too. She was phenomenal, to be honest. So both of those things added to even her adding to her greatness as a vocalist. To me, if not the greatest, one of us. Her Hancock is another one that I love. You mentioned Miles Davis. I love Miles Davis. Didn't mind breaking rules. Prince, another one I enjoyed because he was another rule breaker. He did what he wanted to do. For the most part, when he was able to do what he wanted. Monk is another. Heru is another one. Al McKenzie, mentor of mine. Heru was a psychological mentor. He didn't necessarily show me how to play. We talked a lot when I was in my development stage, and he supported me. He was one of those people that would allow me to give him anything free. He would always lie. So he valued my work, which made me value people. because here was somebody that was phenomenal, great, and youngster coming along, you know, doing poetry, freestyling, improv, and you know, and writing. You know, he was for it. He really gave me a lot of light on Same thing with Al. Al was the first album king. If you don't know who that is, please go and research Al. King's Al. Al was a keyboardist, songwriter that played for everybody when it comes to Motown. And Al was one of my musical teachers. Even though I didn't really have many, but you know, Al was one of those people that he was showing me my scales, right? And I'm learning my scales. Every time I learn my scales, I would go write a song. You know, in the scale, you know, I would practice way more on writing a song than scale. You know, I was supposed to practice my scale. So every time I come to class, he'd be like, "Okay, show me your scale." I show the scale, and he said, "What you been doing? You sound like you just started doing the scale. I gave that to you last week. You should be proficient." And I said, "Well, I wrote this song." And this kid, you know, playing the show song. I wrote this song in this scale, and I did this scale. And it was like, but Malik is still not. He said, "Yeah, that's a really different way of learning, but you turn it around backwards. You're supposed to do the other thing first, and then go, you know,
just learn how to write right side."
And I never stopped doing that, you know, because it just felt natural. It wasn't something that I was trying to force. Me just trying to learn my skills and constantly doing that over and over. It wasn't that I was lazy. It was just music would come, and it'd be like, okay. I was always and I always have been obedient to the music for the most part. I need to do more songwriting now. I have a lot of songs in my head, but I'm saying that when I was in the midst of finding who I was, you know, the tutelage of this brother, and allowing me not saying, don't do that. He didn't say, okay, keep doing that, but you need to practice. You know, then, you know, after a little bit, he was like, ain't really much I can teach you. You already kind of got it. You just need to practice. And keep practicing your stuff. You're already doing everything everybody wants to do, right, including myself. So you keep doing that, keep focusing on that. You know, he was also the first person who gave me my first singing gig. And paid singing. And he would always tell me, "Oh man, that song was beautiful." I don't know if everybody recognized it because you changed it up so much. He said, "But the audience still loves you." So it's kind of hard for me to tell you stop doing what you're doing because you're well received every time you do something because you put your heart and soul in it. And it doesn't matter whether or not the song is right or wrong. And he would say, after he really saw that, after we did the gig, well, I wouldn't even say it wasn't even a year. I would say maybe about 2 years. He was like, you really need to focus on your own stuff. He said, you have your own voice. You don't sound like anybody else. You have your own unique sound. He said, it takes people a lifetime sometimes. So you really need to focus. And that's one of the things that I did. His first album, he was also my first paid studio session. One in the studio wrote, we collaborated on a song, 3 songs. Took him about 20 years to put it out. Because he was always working for everybody else. Worked for the Temps, worked for Martha Reeves, worked for a long list of different. And he was their band man. So it was pretty heavy crowd. And he was always working. So it took him a long time to get to his own stuff. And he realized, man, I'm sick of making everybody else money. You know, I need to be making my own money. You know, and I said, yeah, you should. You know, it was interesting because we inspired each other. He looked at me like, man, I want to do what you do. I was like, but you're already doing so much great stuff. No. I want to do what you do. You writing every day, you're doing, you know, great music, you writing all kinds of music, you're not just in one lane. I want you to. I said, well, you can do it. I do it. It's your mind. Just time aside for yourself. That'd be a little selfish. You know? Okay. And then a few years later, we ended up putting out that first album that we wrote 20 years before that. You know? And it's interesting because one of the songs was like a tribute to his unborn baby. Now his baby was like 21 years old, 22.
Wow.
So it was like, wow, we gotta think about that.
Right.
You know, and it's like you think about, and even to be able to say that she wrote a song 20 years ago and has the longevity to still have reverence and presence 20 years later. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that is very great.
Did I answer the question okay?
Yeah, that was excellent. Next question. How important is family, both biological and social, spiritual development talents?
Oh my goodness, man. That's really important because, okay, I'll give you a scenario and how I really started really focusing on my own stuff. I was a youngster who was a very good vocalist, but not a soloist. And I wanted to be a soloist, so I worked very, very hard on perfecting a sound, studying other musicians and songwriters and singers. I mentioned Clark Sisters earlier. They were definitely influential in life. I studied Ella later on in life after I realized, you know, how much of an influence her sound was to the world. And Al Jarreau is another one that I didn't mention earlier, but Al definitely affected me because I felt like Al broke the rules. I'm probably a habitual rule breaker when it comes to music. So, getting back to that question. What was the question again?
How important is family, both biological and social, spiritual, develop one's talents?
Okay, so I've always been fortunate enough to have support from my family in developing my music and pushing my music out. My sister's probably one of my greatest advocates. She's always been around, whether I was doing gospel music or whether I was doing soul, doing hip hop or doing jazz or doing funk or doing house or techno. She's always been around, always supported. Even if she may not have felt that was my best lane to be in, you know, she's always supported. And anytime that I ran into some bumps in the road and needed help financially, she was there and has been there my whole life. My brother-in-law is a musician, and we played. I always wanted to play in church. I never had a chance to play in church because when I was coming up, I was you know, always singing, you know, my playing, I didn't feel that confident. So it took me a while to be confident as a musician. Because I grew up with child prodigies. So you said family. So some of these child prodigies were like family. So they would encourage me, hey, why you not doing your own music? Why you guys trying to get everybody else to play your music when you can play? Well, I can't play like you. I mean, these are child prodigies, people playing for Aretha Franklin, all kind. I mean, just a long list of things that they did. Musicians, these were truly child prodigies and the best in the country, or some of the best in the world. You know, the kind of people that can hear a song one time and play it back, note for note, and sometimes 10 times better than what the song originally sounds. Those kind of people. So for me, it was like, well, I'm gonna play when I can get this person to play for me. And I ran into a predicament because I had, by me not being, and this is before I got with Al, my hand configurations are different than the average keyboardist. I just did what I needed to do to make the chords, to make the progressions, to do the solos, whatever. I did all that in a certain type of style because of left hand. So I approached everything differently than the average person, or the average right hand person. So a lot of times cats play bass line in some chords in their left hand, and then they solo chord with their the right hand. I always play chords, most chords, my left hand, and solo the other stuff with my right hand. So my approach towards writing was more on a jazz vibe, kind of. And that's a jazz keyboardist that has a bass player, not one that's playing the bass lines too as well. So getting, I know I'm saying I'm all over the place, you know, but reining that back into family. So I had friends, a few close friends that were ridiculous as keyboardists and organists, you know, and they played for me. They're the ones that kind of taught me how to do funky, because they were funky, unbelievable, incredible. So, you know, being around, being around that and studying Parliament and studying all these funk groups, and I had my sister was an avid record collector too as well, and she collected gospel and R&B, soul, and funk, and a little bit of jazz. My mom collected more jazz, so all of this was at the house, you know, being played most of the time, you know, and it was my palette. And again, it's how important. Without my mom, without my sister, without these family members that were musicians and God brothers and whatever you want to call them, you know, they shaped and molded me in a lot of ways, you know. So without them, I wouldn't be Malik Alston. There would be no Malik Alston without them and God. Yes, you know, God always weighed heavy on my heart as a youngin'. I remember a couple of girls thought I was going to be a minister because I was a young Christian and I was devoted, you know what I'm saying? But I liked to party because I was from the hood. So it's like a combination of both. It's like I understood both life, you know, and I always thought it was important to be able to relate and be normal. You know, and to this day, I still feel that way. It's important to be able to meet people at the grassroots, where they are, regardless of your spirituality should show through everything. You shouldn't have to cloak and dagger it in order, you shouldn't be behind closed doors doing strange things. If you're a strange person, you should be strange. People should know that. And still should be devoted to God. If that's if that's who you are, and then God will also take away some of that strangeness that ain't of Him. So, getting back to one more time, getting back to the correlation between what I'm talking about and family. There's a lot of people that in my life that are not necessarily. I come from a small family. It's not a lot of us. I remember I was trying to make a breakthrough with releasing a project, and a cousin in Philly, first cousin in Philly, asked me, what did I need to make it happen? And he loaned me money, never asked for it back ever. Found really good. I just say that as one factor. I think no success is by itself. Everyone's success, and success doesn't always mean financial. Success means being able to respect yourself, being able to respect what God has given you, and being able to do it, and being respected for it and loved for it. This world is really big, so people always say, why you focus on pushing your music overseas? Because that's where I'm well received. But at the same token, I've done a tour here before, and it went well, better than where I thought it would go. So again, sometimes it's being able to say, reaching outside your boundaries, letting everybody know who you are, and what you do, and what you love, and being diligent enough to live that life. People either love you or hate you. That's my results. I don't want in between. I want love, or you don't like me. That's fine. I don't care if you don't like me, because that just means that there's more people, more opportunity for someone else. Because often people hear people say negative things, they want to find out who that person is. Why they keep talking about this guy or this woman? They want to know, and then they find out, and they're like, hold on a second, I like this person. So all of it's, reflective, and I think we're all connected. It's just all about finding the light to reach the next person. Finding that light, finding that connection, finding that message to reach the next person, and to reach yourself. Constantly, what God has given me has been seed for my life. Message I got from the song I wrote. Didn't know I was going to talk about that. Being open enough to talk about it. All right.
Yeah, that's excellent. Tell us about the importance of environment as it relates to artistic expression.
The environment?
Yeah.
Oh man. Ain't no hood like Linwood. I could leave it at that. Okay. Or I can go deep. Environment is everything. Having the opportunity to see where your music can take you. I had an opportunity to go to Japan off of my music. Never thought I'd get to Japan in my life. So I say that your dreams, you can manifest your dreams, you just gotta believe. You gotta believe. Everybody got a spot that's high. That's just a reality. You believe enough in yourself, and you put your life where your mouth is. Not just I'm on. You talk about love, but you ain't never loved nobody. Oh, you don't do that. Don't talk about love. That ain't for you. Talk about something else that you have lived. I say love because a lot of times people speak on love, but so a lot of people don't really know what love is. And I guess that's kind of harsh. It's a reality too. We live in reality, right? Fantasies. When I say manifest, that's taking that fantasy or that dream or that vision and working on it in the real world, putting it here, not just inside your brain, but inside your heart, but putting it here, making it happen, manifesting a project, manifesting a song, letting the world hear it, and then make the decision of whether it should be the best song in the world or song number 1,000,000,005,000 billion. There's a lot of music out here, so
What are some key factors in being a successful and elevated artist?
Being a good steward of your craft, working on music. I spend a lot of time working on music every day to perfect that or be comfortable. Let's not say perfect, because that's garbage. I don't think you ever. Every now and then in life, God bless you with one, two, that you perfect. But you'll probably don't know. The reality of it is being diligent enough to keep being consistent to where you're comfortable enough to say, wow, I did that. This is something great. These musicians that I coached or that I told what I wanted were able to deliver my dream and beyond that, through the seeds that I planted in them. Or vice versa. You don't know where your blessing is going to come. All of us are blessings. So to me, that's successful. Staying elevated is elevating your life on a daily, realizing, okay, I'm feeling down. What do I do to get up? Sometimes you need to stay down, stay on your knees and pray. And not put so much of yourself in your solution, and allow God to show you the solution, or the higher power, or whatever. However you perceive the thing that leads you in your life, however you perceive, for me it's Christ. So I'm not ashamed to say that. I'm very happy to know that in the midst of my lowest and my greatest, and even when I had no clue what was going on in my life, Jesus has kept saved me and moved me from that dirt, brushed my shoulders off, allowed me and my wife to shine, even when we're going through darkness, because ain't nothing perfect. And I say that to couples in the world. Have faith, believe in God, put God first. When remove yourself sometimes. Remove yourself as much as you possibly can. Keep God at the front of your relationship. Allow God to lead your relationship and lead you and your significant other. You won't have, even when you feel like you're in the mud, rolling around in the mud together, you feel like you're still together. You feel like, oh, okay, we just got to shower. Or we need to get in the bath. Whatever. It'll be a solution there that'll allow you to rise up from being in a lower state of mind. Staying elevated, staying positive. So, and then positive people, man. That old saying, birds of a feather flock together, that's so true. If you flock with a bunch of negative vultures, then eventually it's gonna rub off on you. You either gonna see your way out of that trials and tribulation, or you're gonna become part of the problem. So you have to realize what do you want out of life? Where do you want to be? And even more, where does God want you to be? Does He want His servant to waddle in the mud? And if it's yes, it's only so that you can know how to shine and help somebody else get their dirt off of them. Give them an example. Hey, you muddy, bro. You muddy, sis. You need a bath. And I ain't just talking about water. I'm talking about spirituality. That might sound deep, but I think it's something too. And the older I get, the more I understand. It's something. It's not complex. Loving somebody is simple. It's not complex. We make it complex because we want to add everything else. We want to take, simple picture and muddy it up. I guess that's my word for that. Muddy. Also my word is clean. Time to clean it up. Let's clean it up. Let's make this world a better place. Let's make our worlds a better place. Start there. But I'm not saying be perfect though. I'm saying, see imperfection, work on perfecting it.
Imperfection is what makes things great sometimes.
Oh, it's all the time, to be honest. It ain't, to me, music is one of the greatest imperfections, because a lot of times people do stuff in music for the wrong reasons. So that's an imperfection right there. But that don't mean that it's not the right reason for somebody else. Each one teach one, and often you're teaching yourself. Some of the best lessons I've learned from God talking to me mentoring somebody else, and God giving me words. I'm like, man, hold on a second. That's me too. Wow. And being honest enough to say, hold on a second. These words I'm saying to you apply to me too. So I'm not just blowing, because sometimes people just blow smoke up. They just, God this, God that. The next moment they out here, being a hellion, doing all kinds of stuff that they know they shouldn't do. And again, I'm not saying to be perfect, but be honest. Be honest with people so that the word can actually leave their heart, their spirit. Be honest. Be honest to yourself. I think that's how the message really gets across. If you're really living it, if you're giving it, you're living it, you're in it, you love it. I'm thankful God has blessed me, and it's got a lot more things to do for you. And that applies to y'all too. You know, go buy my record. I got a new record out called Beyond Jazz, Volume 1. Volume 2 comes out October the 24th, my birthday. And then Volume 3 and 4 will be out next year. But those are the first two. It's going to be a 4-volume series. And I'm very thankful, very thankful to be able to release this music that is also reflective of my radio show. So I have a radio show called Beyond Jazz, and that's one of the reasons why I'm doing this 4-volume series. I wanted to let people know how the music that they are sending me, the music that I bought, the music that I grew up on, the music that has been a reflection of my life, how important it is, and why. You know, so it's kind of like a look into my life. Beyond Jazz.
Two more questions.
Okay.
All right. You can arrange this how you want, but I came up with fathers teach us focus, mothers teach us love. Explore that statement. You can turn it around.
Fathers teach us focus,
mothers teach us love.
Okay. I can agree with that. My father, the short time that I had him, was definitely a disciplinarian. Thank you. Say it one more time.
Disciplinarian.
A disciplinarian. I always mess that word up. Discipline. So, coming up was about learning what to do, what not to do, and what gets you in trouble. And I say that from my father being a disciplinarian. He was a person that would allow you to make a mistake, but then show you what mistake you made, and then show you how to do it the right way. And that's not saying that it was always that way. You know, there was a lot of things he showed me first, and then if I messed it up, he would come back and teach me again how to do it the right way. You know, so repetition. You know, people wonder, okay, well, how can you hear one thing and write a song about it? Repetition. How can you? I studied how to write. I studied styles. So how do you know how to write jazz, how to write funk, how to write R&B, how to write dance music? I studied the music. I listened to music 24/7, not from the average standpoint of just enjoying it. I studied it because I want to learn how to make it. And singing was the first tool, and then playing was the second. Playing keys, playing piano, playing synthesizers. Those things opened me up to being a better writer. And then experimenting with that, sitting there, putting time in, spending the whole day, working a regular normal job, and then going to the studio, investing in myself, taking the money that I earn, paying my bills, taking everything else I earn, and buying equipment, making an investment. Learning equipment, learning how to do things on the equipment, learning how to sequence, learning how to learning how to write songs, verse, chorus, repetition, which goes back to my dad, one of his things, he had a softball team that most of the hood, before it really got the hood, played on my father's body. Some of the greatest thugs in this neighborhood play on my father's baseball team. Yeah, that's crazy, but real. You know, and a lot of them value my father like their father, because a lot of them didn't have fathers. And so when I was ready to hit these streets and do damage, it wasn't let me. So that, again, repetition, positive energy. My father put positive energy into the world. And some of the people that became some of the worst people in the world still reflected on that light, and that light saved my life. What was the other one? Love.
Mothers, teachers, love.
Man, I think, well, you know, they say the world is a mother in a lot of ways. You know, so yeah. World teaches love too. But mom getting up every day, being diligent to be a mother, showing me what a mother is. Yeah. You know, in her roundabout way, she never forced me into music, even though that was her love. She loved me more than that. She was like, I'm gonna stop doing music for my family. I don't think I ever could do that. Just being very honest, that is what taught me how to love myself, is music. So when I look at my mom's love and her sacrifices and things that she did, has happened. Wow. You know, my mom loved me so much she would allow my sister's friends' community choir to practice in our home. They didn't have a place to practice because we had an organ for piano at home. That's a serious sacrifice. Have somebody come in your living room, you know, move your tables out the way, take all your good furniture and put it in the corner somewhere, and find every chair in the house, put your chairs in the dining room, the living room, and y'all practice. That's a lot of love, you know. And so she loved music, she loved her family. She was an incredible. She's no longer with me. He is my father, you know. To my ancestors, thank you for constantly guiding, keeping me, making me learn those lessons that I needed to learn to be better.
Last question. What is your favorite instrument and why?
Man, I used to always say favorite instrument was keys, but now I really look at it, man, it's the voice. No instrument in the world will people pay more attention to than the voice. The voice can emulate any other instrument. No other instrument can emulate the voice like the voice. Voice is the first instrument. Most people say drum. No, voice. Voice first.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for the interview, sir.
I was wondering if you could Alright. Thank you very much.
Just a little improv.
Hey, brother.
You're welcome, sir.
Thank you so much.
Long time coming, Detroit became paradise and we all lost our damn minds. We forgot to pay attention or your focus was misdirected. Either way it goes, the mothership landed and Detroit got branded. A rebellion is not a riot and funk is not quiet. Wherever you are, honk your lights and flash your horns. The DFA is in session. Shifts in perception are subliminally taught. Long time coming. Detroit became paradise. Rebellion is not a riot, and funk is not quiet. Wherever you are, honk your lights and flash your horns. The DFA is in session. Shifts in perception are subliminally taught. Sugar is sugar, salt is salt. If you didn't get off, long time coming. Detroit became paradise. Long time coming. Detroit became paradise and we all lost our damn minds. A rebellion is not a riot. And funk is not quiet. Shifts in perception.